Sponsored by Skillshare. Get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. Link in the description. Apple's got some brand new AirPods. AirPods Pro to be specific. And I'm not just going to give you all the details and tell you how they compare to the regular AirPods and PowerBeats Pro, but I'm going to unbox them and go hands-on right now. Oh yeah, I'm Rene Ritchie and this is Vector. AirPods are the best-selling headphones in the world, and based on all the memes alone, I have zero reason to doubt them. They're also far from perfect. In my own reviews, going back to the originals, I've asked about better sizing for my grappling mashed ears, water resistance for rain and sweat while walking out or working out, noise cancellation for when the world is just too loud, and colors for when I want to be loud. AirPods Pro are the answer to most, if not all of that. Now, they don't replace the current second generation AirPods the way those did the originals. Instead, they join the lineup as a higher end option, like MacBook and MacBook Pro, iPad and iPad Pro, iPhone and iPhone Pro. You get it. AirPods Pro have been designed to be water resistant and are IPX4 certified. You can't use them in water, and they probably won't survive dunking like a donut, but they should be fine with sweat and rain. The standard AirPods come in one size fits most, certainly not all. They're molded pieces of unabashedly plastic, and while they fit great in my left ear, they've always been just a little looser in my right. They fit great in both for a lot of people, and neither for some. And until now, you've had no options. Except for PowerBeats Pro, which use a lot of the same tech as AirPods and fixed it by not only going around the ear, but into it with a few different sizing options. AirPods Pro do the same, with the in, not the over. They come with 3 different sizes of silicone ear tips that, yeah, make them look like a video game character, but also let them create a far better fit and a far better seal. As you'd expect, you don't peel them on or off like some common silicone tip. Apple has come up with their own unique system to snap the tips into and out of place. To make a good fit great, they also use a vent system to equalize pressure and minimize discomfort resulting from that seal. I'll report back on just how well and for how long that really works. The reason for the seal isn't just fit either, it's noise cancellation. Standard AirPods don't have any. They just sit inside your ear and let a lot of the ambient sound through. PowerBeats Pro go further inside, but their noise reduction is purely passive. It's isolation. It's the seal. AirPods Pro go full on active with their noise cancellation. Adaptive even. They've got 2 microphones on each pod, one listening to the outside world and the other listening to what's bouncing around in your own ear. Then, 200 times a second, they cancel all that noise, like, sure, Wonder Woman hitting her bracers together, so it just never reaches your ear. That means you don't hear the engine on the plane, the conversation at the next table, the siren, the birds, or the barking. Not really, not fully. You just mainly hear the audio you're playing, the book, the podcast, the music. If you do want to hear the world around you, for example, to avoid cars while you're running or to ask for another tasty beverage while you're flying, you can switch to transparency mode. That uses the vent system to let in enough noise for you to listen and talk if and when you have to, but without assaulting you with the unwashed, unfiltered universe. All while, yeah, you're still enjoying your audio. To provide for that audio, AirPods Pro use adaptive EQ, which is basically Apple flexing their computational muscles again, the ones from the giant lab near Apple Park. It automatically tunes low to mid-range to shape it for your specific ear. Apple says they have a custom high dynamic range amplifier inside that doesn't just provide clear sound and power for a custom speaker driver, but for extended battery life as well. AirPods have never gotten raves for their sound. PowerBeats Pro and the just released Beats Solo Pro, both of which use similar tech, have gotten far more praise. I'm gonna have to listen for a while to see how these really sound, but if Apple's managed to combine higher quality with the AirPods' legendary experience, that'll be something to hear. AirPods Pro use the same custom Apple H1 that debuted with the second generation AirPods Non-Pro and have since turned up in the PowerBeats Pro and Beats Solo Pro. From tips to chips, indeed. It and its 10 audio cores are what's doing all the heavy listening for everything from adaptive sound to voice-activated Siri. Apple says each pod gets up to 4.5 hours of listening time and up to 3.5 hours of talk time per charge. And the case can charge them up for 24 hours of listening and 18 hours of talking. That's compared to up to 5 hours listening time per pod for the standard AirPods and up to 9 hours for the beefier PowerBeats Pro. The cases are all rated the same. PowerBeats Pro, though, come with an inductive charging case. With the standard AirPods, that's an optional additional charge. And with the PowerBeats Pro, it's not even an option. And you know it, I'll be testing the battery life and getting back to you. About the only thing AirPods Pro don't solve for are colors. Despite rumors to the contrary, always rumors, you can get them in any color you want, as long as what you want is white. Same as standard AirPods. It's just Apple being all about being iconic. So for now at least, if you want colors in your Apple ears, you'll have to go with PowerBeats Pro and white, black, navy blue, and moss green.
So to test out the microphone quality, I decided to ask all of you what you wanted to know about the AirPods Pro, and here are the answers to your question. There's a big difference in sound between the AirPods Pro and the AirPods because one, there's noise canceling, and two, these are actually using something very similar to HomePods, that they're doing a lot of computational audio, and that means they're measuring the sound inside your ear and then adjusting it continuously to make it sound as good as possible for each individual ear all the time. With noise canceling off, they sound like noise isolation earphones. In other words, just the tips are filling up your ears, cutting out a little bit of sound. With transparency on, thanks to the vents, you can hear your own voice, and it doesn't sound exactly normal. It sounds a little bit enhanced and a little bit digital. You know, like the way Cher believes in love. There's actually no plastic tips, no plastic or anything at all inside the silicone. They sit flush with the surface of the AirPod, so it's just the silicone that's going into your ear, and that's what lets them mold as precisely as possible to your ear. If you lose a tip or one just gets all gross, you can go to Apple and get a set of replacement tips for $3.95. If you're not sure whether they're going to fit you or not, you can also go to Apple and try them on the same way you've tried on regular AirPods. They'll have the AirPods Pro available for you to test drive. The H1 chipset inside the AirPods Pro is the same H1 that's in the second generation AirPods and in the recent Beats headphones. The only differences are this one's inside a system in package, and also for the first time it's using all 12 audio cores. No device has ever done that before. There's no U1 spatial positioning chip inside these, alas, just the H1 headphone chip.
AirPods Pro are $249 in the US and go on sale October 30th, 2019. That's the same price as PowerBeats Pro, but $50 more than the $199 US it'll cost you for standard AirPods with the inductive charging case. Are they worth it? I'm gonna have a full video review up for you just as soon as I've spent some quality time with the new AirPods Pro. In the meantime, I'm gonna pop these bad little bell sprouts into my ears and learn how to make some damn fine coffee to review them with, courtesy of Blue Bottle and Skillshare. Check this out. Michael Phillips is Director of Training at Blue Bottle Coffee, one of my absolute favorite places on earth. He shows you what it takes to brew an amazing cup of coffee just for yourself, or even if you want to host your own coffee tasting at home for your friends. It's just coffee the way it's meant to be done. So good. So much. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in photography, video, business. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics so you can get better at your job, get a better job, or just learn something fulfilling that's not your job. To sign up, visit the link in the description and get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. Act now and start learning today. Thanks, Skillshare, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. Okay. Now, before I jump back on another plane and turn noise canceling up to 11, I want to hear your first impressions of Apple's new AirPods Pro. Hit like if you do, hit subscribe if you haven't already, transparency mode that bell gizmo so you don't miss the next show, and then hit up the comments and let me know. And if you have any questions or anything you want me to focus on for the review, let me know that as well. Thank you for watching. See you next video.